What is being done to help chargers become more reliable for EV owners? And Earth Day is this weekend. Hear how a Land Rover captured some spectacular footage. Good morning, I'm Kristen Strakalitis. Welcome to First Shift. More on those stories in a moment. But first, here is a feel-good story to start your day with. A service director for Ganley Subaru in Ohio unexpectedly accumulated a number of reliable, hard-working team members for his dealership after hiring an immigrant from Puerto Rico for his service department. The gentleman he hired ended up recommending fellow technicians. Now the store has a full staff of advisors and valets and has grown from 16 to 29 technicians. The service director said he has developed a close relationship with the gentleman he first hired and even attended his wedding. Dan Shine, Automotive News Senior Editor, discusses finding technicians for your service area and avoiding bias.
What we do want to help managers and our teams understand is we all have biases. And when you start to really have some really different conversations with your leadership team, I was just out with the leadership team this week, and we watched a inclusion video, and you really saw that everybody has diverse things. They may be covering them up. But when you really start having conversations where people can feel more authentic, that is when we're not checking a box. We're not making anybody hire people for certain numbers. Like there should be no ratio. But it is like, are we going out to different places to recruit and advertise? Are we making sure that we have a diverse candidate panel, a diverse candidate pool, so that at least when we're looking at 4 people, are we looking at 2 women and 2 men? And then make the decision for the best fit.
For more on this topic, visit autonews.com. As the EV push continues, the need for reliable chargers continues to be an issue. According to J.D. Power, 1 in 5 charging attempts in the U.S. failed last year. During SAE's World Congress this week in Detroit, panelists said charging companies are working to recruit field technicians to ensure that chargers are functional as EV sales climb. SAE panelists say making the charging infrastructure effective will require workforce development and industry collaboration. Tune into our afternoon show for more SAE coverage. For all you animal lovers looking for a new docu-series to get into, episodes 1 and 2 of Secrets of the Elephants by National Geographic is available today on Disney+. The director of photography for the series, Bob Poole, spoke with me about how his Land Rover played a role in capturing footage of these majestic creatures.
So I was raised in Africa. My parents worked in conservation, and I didn't grow up with TV or didn't go to movies or anything, but I was interested in photography from a young age.
Once he became a teenager, his passion for photography landed him a career with National Geographic. Meanwhile, his older sister Joyce had gone to study elephants. He says because of some of her remarkable discoveries about the creatures, National Geographic came out to film her. Fast forward 30 years, they both worked on the new National Geographic series, Secrets of the Elephants. Together, they were able to capture some pretty spectacular moments.
This big guy, once he realized that we were no threat to him, he would come up and he would want to sleep next to us. He wanted us to guard him. And that's incredible. But I happened to film just the very first few minutes of an elephant's life, and then followed that baby elephant for its first few weeks of life. And it was extraordinary because the baby was couldn't stand up at first. And then, so, I filmed him standing up, and then all the family coming to protect.
But getting close enough to these majestic creatures in order to get footage of them can be risky. That is why Bob built this camera setup on his Land Rover Defender in order to safely get the footage they needed. It consists of a jib arm operated by somebody standing with a joystick and swinging the arm, a big gimbal up front operated by a passenger with a joystick, all while Bob sits in the driver's seat operating a camera with a big lens to get close-up shots.
it's really useful for elephants because, it kind of gives you a perspective of like having a drone, but, elephants won't tolerate a drone at that close proximity. So you can put this camera like up over their heads and they're pretty relaxed. Or you can swing it all the way down to the ground and get perspectives, sort of looking up at them.
But Bob says the vehicle has helped them in other ways too.
They're also really easy to fix, and there's not a single computer on the entire vehicle. It could run. I mean, it's a diesel. It can run underwater. There's a lot of reasons to have it for filming.
Bob says he can easily find the parts he needs to keep it properly maintained for work and play. Aside from the vehicle, Bob wants viewers to take away this message after watching.
We want people to fall in love with elephants because, elephants are in trouble. They need a lot of food. They need space to move, and they're competing. They're losing out on space all the time as the human population grows.
Disney Plus will have all 4 episodes of the docuseries available tomorrow in honor of Earth Day. Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to autonews.com for more news, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at @first_shift. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.